Alright, hello, what is up? It's your boy JNW Boss in the building, and I'd like to welcome you guys to JNW versus the world, where we will scatter the globe and we will see what other universes has to offer. What is the purpose of this podcast? The purpose of this podcast is to provide a place for not only myself, but other creators to come on and honestly talk about their show. Just talk openly about what they feel, what the thought process was behind certain things, because I feel it's good. It's good to be able to have a open platform to just talk things out, you know what I mean? I mean, it's cool to talk in DMs and everything, and that's all fine and good, but I think as creators, having this platform where we can just be open and honest with ourselves and about our content and things of that nature can go a long way. So I'm going to be using this podcast to not only be open and honest and talk about my shows and my pay-per-views, but I definitely want to have other people on here to talk about their shows, their pay-per-views, things of that nature. And eventually I want to branch out and have, non-WWE creators, content creators on here. That way they can talk about their maybe their start on YouTube. I want to allow this to be a platform for other creators as well, not just people in the WWE game community. And of course, if you guys would like to hit me up in any way, shape, form, or fashion, my Twitter will be down there. Feel free to hit me up at JNWBoss98. So again, it's my YouTube name and then 98, and you'll see the exact same picture that you see here for YouTube. And also a quick shout out to some of those creators: Third Strike, Cole, J-Dog, Original Gaming, all the XTV whenever they return from their hiatus and things of that nature. Just shout out to all of them guys. They've been great. I've loved working with each and every one of them. And for the people that I don't get the chance to talk too much, Gabe, there's another one. No, Gabe, no offense, I ain't trying to leave no one out. You guys know who you are. If I've worked with you in any way, shape, form, or fashion, thank you guys. And I hope you all enjoy this podcast. It's something brand new, but something I've been thinking about doing for a while. And now that I have a theme, now that I have a premise, I said let's get into it. So I guess we're going to kind of use this one to serve as an introduction to things. Let's talk about AOA here. AOA, the first episode was done. Actually, the first episode that you all know of was done back in 2016. But this is actually not the first time I've done AOA here on this platform. Because originally, AOA was actually on WWE 2K16. You're probably wondering, where the heck is it? Well, it's not here, because I scrubbed this channel of it completely. And I guess let me get into why I decided to start Universe Mode. Because for a while I was doing, before the Universe thing even crossed my mind, I was doing my career stuff for WWE. I did Madden gameplay. I did NBA, which was a pretty successful time period, I'm willing to admit. And in between, I talked about WWE here and there, and did Raw reviews and whatever else. You can actually still find those. Those are still up there in a playlist here. But I decided to do Universe because I realized in older games, I always found myself creating my own shows. I always did the thing of playing with two controllers because me personally, I didn't have a whole lot of friends that really came over my house like that when I was younger. So I think I kind of just started doing that. Maybe because I was doing it because I sucked at video games. That's also a possibility. But I noticed I was doing that. And with the WWE game specifically, I always remember as a kid playing with two controllers and coming up with my own storyline and all of that stuff, and telling stories and matches and doing all of that and commentating it as I was doing it. And I said, you know what? I already create these characters. These are characters that I already create. I already create arenas. I already create championships. I already give the show a name. So let's put it out there. But it was not put out there in the way that it is now, recorded and edited and all of that stuff. It was actually put out there originally via live stream. So I would literally do a live stream style universe mode. And very few people will remember this, but that was garbage. It was so bad because I don't know. It was like a combination of the first stream. Let's jump into let me take it show by show here. I'm not gonna do everything, but let's just take it show by show. That first stream, I remember being so hyped about it. I did a match card video for it. Everything. It was cool, right? The first stream, a lot of stuff didn't go right. It was, first off, I don't think I was playing against myself at the time. I think I just played against the computer. I don't know why, but for some reason I was doing that, and I don't know why. I guess because maybe trying to do that and call a match and stuff live would have been difficult for me. I guess that's what my rationale was. But anyway, first stream, it was a disaster. Like, matches ended too quickly. Some matches went too long, like unbearably long, and all of that. And literally, when that stream was over, I remember just sitting there, and I didn't even do my outro, but I remember just sitting there looking like, what the heck was that? Like, what was any of this? Like, this was bad. And I stopped the stream, and I just deleted it completely. I stopped the stream and then deleted it completely. And one of my friends, one of my IRL friends who was in the stream, he hit me up afterwards like, dude, what was that? I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And so later on that day, that sat with me for a while. And I'm like, man, I can't do this. But then I'm like, no, let me redeem myself. So the next stream was a heck of a lot better. I jumped right into a pay-per-view because for some reason I started like right before a pay-per-view, and it was Extreme Rule because I didn't have a custom arena at the time for it. I had a custom arena for AOA, but I didn't have one for the pay-per-view. So that was just on the spot. And that went a heck of a lot better. I think a couple of matches I remember, it was like Brock versus Daniel Bryan because Brock wanted a match, and you know he was going to tear through the whole locker room until he got one, and they put a steel cage up and said they fed him Daniel Bryan, and so Brock just mauled Daniel Bryan. In the main event, it was Reaper versus Edge in a TLC match for the AOA World Championship. I can't remember who won, but anyway, so I'm still live streaming the thing leading up to Conquer All. Yes, that name came from the very first edition. And so I was live streaming everything up until Conquer All when I decided, you know what? Let's record and edit this. So I did. I decided to go with the motto of let's record and edit the pay-per-views and live stream the regular shows. So I recorded Conquer All. I thought it was a success, and I had a cool moment at the end. Brock wins the AOA World title. Daniel comes out, gets his revenge on Brock. Whoop-de-doo. So then Last Stand, which was the last pay-per-view for AOA's first iteration. I can't remember a lot of the matches, but I remember the main event. It was Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar inside Hell in a Cell for the AOA World title, right? And Daniel won because he put Brock through the cell, and I was playing this match by this point. So I think Daniel won, and because he put Brock to the cell and then kneed him and then made him tap, and then he won the world title. And after that, I'm like, all right, that's cool, that's good, sort of. And then the more I thought about it, I'm like, this isn't working. I don't know what it is, but like, this was just not working, like, at all for me. Because maybe, again, it was probably a thing of maybe I was my own worst critic, or maybe I know that something needed to change and I didn't know how to change it with 2K16. So Last Stand was literally the last show for AOA's first run on this channel, as AOA was literally Last Stand was literally the last show for 2K16's iteration of AOA. And I told myself when I saw 17 and I saw all the stuff that 17 was including, I'm like, oh yeah, we can bring it back. Let's try it again. Let's record it. Let's edit it. We're going to go ham on this thing. Let's try again. And so I did. I told some people about it. I told some of my friends about it. I made a YouTube video saying, hey, I'm doing a call show soon. Can I have do y'all have calls that I can use? People hit me up and like, yeah, man, I got some calls for you to use and all that fun stuff. So I did. Got the calls. We got the roster. We got the championship. We got the arena. The hype was there. The hype was real. Okay. So, of course, now I'm not going to get into this version of the current day version of AOA because I already did a 3-hour live stream talking about season 1. But yeah, that's basically the back origin story of AOA and my thoughts as the first version ended and the second version came to be. I already talked about season 1 as a whole in a 3-hour live stream, as I pointed out before. But as far as what I think of it now, if you would have told me back in 2015 when I was doing the first version of AOA that I would bring it back, and through that I would have met XTV, we would have did this cool World Collide thing together that we have not seen any other universe mode pull off before or since, with storylines and stuff that actually mattered and all of that. If you would have told me I would have did that, I would have told you you lied. If you would have told me that through the second iteration I would have met so many cool, awesome, and amazing creators, such as, again, Cole, J-Dog, Bird, Gabe, I'm sure I'm missing names, I apologize if I am, Exile, another one. If you would have told me that through the second version I would have met all those people, I would have told you that you're lying. But it was through AOA's Rebirth and the fact that I brought my A game to this thing. I don't like toot my own horn, but I did. I brought my A game with this thing. And I knew it was going to take time, and I always find some way to evolve. And I guess I can stop here for a moment and give this piece of advice. Always find ways to improve. Start small. With me personally, I wanted to get my commentary to sound decent. You look into AOA episode 1 and you listen to how it is now, it's night and day. That was something I improved on, and I still try to improve on. So my commentary was first. My match quality was second. Because I may sound good, but the match may suck. So my match quality was second. My overall production was third. Match cards. I started simple, just match cards. Adding something simple, just showing the superstar beforehand, putting the little name graphic thing. Match card, easy, simple. Then I decided to do some production stuff with the matches. I started experimenting with edited spots and things of that nature. Then, and by the way, I'm still not done evolving my match cards, I promise you. One day my match cards are going to look great. And I'm going to look back at how they are now, and I'm going to think, yep, that was then, this is now. The inclusion of music. Fine. I'm just running through my process, but for you, you know what you do for yourself. Find some ways, even if it's small, subtle ways. Find some ways to always improve your show, your content, if that makes sense. So yeah, this isn't a long one. This isn't a long one. As far as where it is now, I think it's doing great. I think it's cool now that I'm finally able to get that 1080p 60 FPS quality as far as the overall quality and how it looks. I think it looks cleaner, it looks crisp. So that fast moving action with that 60 FPS quality is going to look great. And as far as the upcoming pay-per-views, Last Stand and Conquer All, I'm going to say that now Last Stand is going to be the final show that is technically recorded from the PlayStation itself, because by the time I started using my Elgato for this stuff, I was already too far in. I was already too far into the recording process to turn back now. But even with that, I still think you guys are going to enjoy Last Stand and Conquer All is also in production. So I think that's coming along good. That Elimination Chamber match is being a pain in the neck, but we're going to get through it, and I hope you guys enjoy every minute of it. Got it? Got it. Cool. Anyway, my advice for... I didn't even plan to talk about this, but my advice for doing that type of match, a multi-man match, if you know who you want to win that match, then make sure you keep that person safe. Meaning, try to find ways to keep them in a match and tell some type of story during that match. You'll see with the Elimination Chamber an example of what I'm talking about. It's a pain in the neck to kind of pause and switch characters and whatever, and then you have to cut out the pause screens and all that other fun stuff. But oh, really? Okay. My phone just dropped. Sorry, y'all. Oh, my phone just dropped. It was on the ledge right next to me. My bad, y'all. But anyway, it's a pain in the neck to have to do all that. But I think it's going to work out, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. So, I guess with that being said, let's conclude the first ever edition of JNW versus the World. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is, a bit shorter and a bit rambly, because I do tend to ramble a lot, so my apologies. But I hope you guys enjoy, and if you guys want to be a part of it in any way, if you guys have a show that you guys want me to talk about, or if you want to join me for a show on here, just hit me up on Twitter, again, at JNWBoss98 on Twitter, or just drop a comment down there. So until the next time I see you guys, be a boss, and I will holler at you guys later.